Thank you so much for joining. We have 2 amazing cruise ship performers tonight just for you guys. Everyone has a little bit of the cruise blues, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm excited to bring them in. Let's not wait a second longer and bring them in. Here we go.
All right, you guys, we have a comedian and a performer. Well, they're both performers. We got Brian Bradley and Trisha Kelly. Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
You guys are live, so if you want to say hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Hi, you guys.
Thanks so much for joining, guys. Excited. So we actually got to experience and see Trisha's performance on our Alaskan cruise back in September. So that was on the Star Princess, and this is our first time chatting since then. So we're excited to reconnect. It was a fantastic show that we got to witness. I shared a little clip earlier in my Facebook group, kind of teasing and exciting of what was to come tonight with some questions and maybe a little performance or two if we're lucky.
Yes.
I don't know. And oops, do we have the mouse there? Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And aside from that, we didn't get a chance to see you perform, unfortunately, because what cruise ships have you guys recently performed on?
I was recently on Celebrity and Holland America and Princess.
Oh, nice.
All in a row. The last ship I left was the Island Princess.
The Island Princess. Okay, wonderful. And I know, Trisha, you've done a bit of Princess and Holland America as well. Is that right?
I have. I was on a bunch of Holland America at the beginning of the year, and then I was just going back to Princess coming up.
Nice. So, friends in chat, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in below. We do have quite a few questions that we're going to ask them and maybe even see a little bit of a performance here too, a little treat for you guys. But feel free to drop us in chat. And I see a bunch of people as well. Lindy Lou, special hello to you. Hope you're feeling better. And a special condolences to Cole. I'm so sorry for your loss. Our hearts go out to you and thinking of you. Hugs to you. I hope you and your family are doing well in this difficult time. So Dwayne says Princess Cruise Line is his favorite. So Dwayne, you may have seen very similar type of performances on your other cruises through Princess if you haven't seen specifically Brian or Trisha perform on your cruise before. But they always do very similar type of performances like you guys are familiar with. Am I right?
Are you talking to me?
Anyone who will listen, I'll talk to.
I am a techno dum-dum, so my technology is not my thing. I've got the camera in front of me, and then over here is the actual feed, so it's a little delayed, and it's throwing me off. So sorry.
No worries. Whatever is easier for you to
Christina says
catch on.
That she loves you. She was that's my mother. That was actually who was on the cruise ship.
Aw, hi Christina.
What else we got here? We actually have a first question before we even get to any questions.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves so the viewers can...
Perfect. Good timing.
Sure. You want me to start?
Yep.
Okay, I'll start. As far as entertaining goes, or just in general, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I got 5 older brothers. And if you don't treat me right, I'm telling you, you got to watch out. All right. I'm from Boston. I have lived in Los Angeles, in Florida, on Cape Cod, all over the place. I'm settled here into Orlando. Brian happens to be my fake husband and also landlord. He just rented me a wonderful house that I live in here in Orlando. I've been singing since I was a little peanut. Doing all kinds of things, did musicals, went to school for musical theater, and I moved out to LA to be an actress, and I ended up on cruise ships in the Bahamas.
Nice.
That's my short story.
Brian?
Not that dissimilar. After college, I moved to Los Angeles to find my way in Hollywood. And when I was out there, I discovered the Comedy Store on Sunset Strip and got into improvisation. And then I got into stand-up, and it was a great nurturing environment. The owner gave me lots of stage time, and I was able to become a comedian. And then I set up and did the club scene for 15 years and got really burned out on that, right in time to get a job on Broadway doing Grease, the musical. What? And for 4 years. And after that closed, I moved back to Orlando to take care of my father and didn't know what to do with myself. Got a job doing improv at Disney. When that closed, a friend called me up and said, "Why aren't you doing cruise ships?" And I said, "I forgot they were there." And then he set a tape to the agency and never turned back.
There you go. That kind of just fell in your lap when you needed it to. I'm glad that worked out.
It did, because at 7 years doing improv at Disney, and then when that ended, all my connections with the comedy clubs were gone. That world had changed. It no longer was like it used to. You used to get on the phone and call people, and now you needed an agent. It was a mess, and yet literally fell in my lap. I made a long story into a short one into a long. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trish and I became friends working on this silly little 2-day cruise to Freeport.
2-day cruise?
Yes.
Nice.
Wow, that's a...
Yes.
We've done a 2-day cruise, and they're rough as a guest because you're like, go, go, go. It's not very relaxing because you're like, do we even unpack? Do we enjoy ourselves? Do we even sleep or just party the whole time? But I'm interested as a performer, like, are you performing both nights? Is it just the one night? Is it as kind of stressful and, not as relaxing for you guys as well? I mean, obviously you're working, so it's not very relaxing, but a 2-day doesn't give you much time to do much of anything.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, we had a great time. Yeah.
It was fun because this particular ship did a variety show for both nights. So I was on the first night, he was on the second night, but there were also 4 other entertainers on board with us.
Jugglers, magicians, singers. And it was a funky little ship, and we had a blast.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Nice. So I love how you kind of threw in there variety performers. So what does it really mean to be your type of cruise ship performer? So we have an impressionist and improv. You mentioned jugglers. So what else kind of like falls into that family of, what kind of acts do maybe your colleagues do and that you guys do so that guests at home know, what other people can work on a cruise ship if they have some hidden talents?
Like a variety entertainer?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's jugglers, there's ventriloquists, there's singing impressionists. I fall in that category, not just a singer.
Comedians.
Comedians, for sure.
We left out one.
Jugglers.
Anyway, Holland America is one of the lines that really keeps the variety arts alive.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. They bring in ventriloquist.
Yeah, princess, yeah.
It's great. Acts that you wouldn't see, I don't know where you'd see them. Comedy clubs don't book them. And so it's great that the cruise lines are keeping variety arts alive. I love it.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting because I feel like we've seen all of those. We've seen ventriloquists, we've seen jugglers, we've seen comedians, we've seen, pretty much everything that you mentioned. So I think we've kind of experienced all of the different type of variety acts that you could possibly see.
But and the best part is it's like you can see over and over again, and
it always changes, right? Because everybody's act is different, so it's fun.
And sometimes they'll just feature a brilliant musician as a guest entertainer, a violinist. Pete Neighbor is a great clarinetist. And the older demographics on Holland America love him. He is fantastic. I mean, when you bring a great musician that can make a simple instrument just sing, I could listen to them all night long. They're great.
Did you say sing?
No.
Sing.
Belt it out. Do your thing. I do see a couple questions in chat here, so we'll go ahead and throw these at you.
I think the first question was from Blaine. What is the hardest part being a performer at sea?
The airport.
The airport.
Oh.
But being at sea, we work essentially 90 minutes a week, and we're there generally for the whole week. And people think it's tough, but it's not. It's you find ways, you create a life between the passengers and the crew area and your cabin of a day. You can fill a day
Easily.
Reading and internet and working out, pool, buffet, go work out a little more, and your day's over. And people
always go to the shows too.
Yeah.
I go to the shows every single night.
So you
Production
see
shows.
all the production shows you go see. Wow.
I do, yeah. Because usually we get on a ship and we're there for one particular ship for a week, maybe 2 weeks. So if in the second week I had already seen one of the shows the week before, I might not go if I want to go do a different restaurant or something like that, or just hang around in my cabin.
Okay, so
But I don't think. Yes.
So, since you brought about cabin, what cabin do you guys normally have?
Yeah, do you have crew cabins or guest cabins?
The different lines vary.
Oh.
So, Princess, we are they're entertainer cabins. So they're basically officer cabins. They're in a crew area, but they're nice. They're nice cabins. On Star Princess, they're up on deck. Can I turn that ringer?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think it's deck 11 or 12, right?
No, we're on deck 7 all the way forward, but we have windows right there in the front. And they're great. It's, great little cabin. And yet on other lines, you can end up in a guest cabin. Holland America, you're often in a guest cabin, usually with the obstructed view, which would be like behind the lifeboat. Yeah.
Oh.
And then there's some that have balconies. You can end up on ships with a balcony.
Sometimes you get lucky. Hey.
You got a balcony on the Koenigsegg?
I got a balcony on the Koenigsegg only because I had an inside, connection.
She had the hookups.
I had a hookup. There you go. Not to be confused with hooking up. Anyway.
It pays to know people, right?
Yes.
She does
I walked in. I worked the Celebrity Edge not too long ago, their newest ship. And when I walked into my cabin, my jaw fell open.
You in the wrong room?
Yeah, I said to my steward, my butler, I said, are you kidding? This is the staff cabin. And it's amazing. I never wanted to leave. It was so comfortable and luxurious.
I was supposed to go there.
I know.
Yeah, the Celebrity Edge we haven't been on it yet, but of course, from what I have seen, it's amazing. We'd love to go on the Edge. I've only been on one celebrity cruise, and it was very enjoyable. And I think the Edge would definitely have to be our next celebrity cruise. But
yeah.
I see another question in chat, which is one that we had written down as well. So great minds think alike. So viewers are curious, and ourselves as well. How does it work contractually? Do you guys get contracts, or do you do so many cruises at once that you kind of okay, I'm going to do these 10 cruises, or do you jump around, or how does it work as a performer?
Yes.
It's true.
Depends on your availability. You can blackout dates on the agent's website, and you can or leave them open and take whatever you're offered. Say if you really want to work all summer in Alaska, that can happen. And sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's 2 weeks, and sometimes it's 8 weeks. But it's never months at a time, unless you're a magician with big box illusions. that are expensive to transport, they'll keep that act on the ship for a while.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I travel. Trisha has costumes. I got nothing. I mean, all I need is a stool and a microphone, so we're easy to move around.
Yeah.
I did on a ship once on Holland America ship. I was there for the whole summer. It was great. The other act happened to be a big magic act too, but it hasn't happened since. But it's kind of fun, because you really settle in. But you still have as a crew member, but you still have all the privileges of a passenger. So it's a nice, good gig. It's fun.
Trisha has perfected living in a cabin.
Tell us your
girls
secrets.
Girls are better than guys. I mean, men don't know how to pack. I still leave things behind, and she comes with a kettle. She comes with coffee and stocks her refrigerator with kombucha, and she never has to leave her cabin. She has all these instant things, and she puts up decorative lights.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
I do.
And she decorates her cabin, puts scarves over the lamps, and makes it a whole thing. Yes, you do.
I think that's a fire hazard.
And I'm just a guy, so I figure if I forget it, I'll buy it at a port. She has a pharmacy in her suitcase.
Yes, because singers can't get sick. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Do you bring special tea for your throat as well? So you're
everything. Yes, I bring everything just in case. I have tea. I have cough syrup. I have NyQuil. I have emergency. I have vitamin C. I have echinacea, oregano oil.
So, question:
if you have,
do you bring a humidifier and a dehumidifier and put in both sides of the rooms?
That would be great. I did try that once when I wasn't really feeling well, but I was on a ship for a while and it didn't work out anyway. So I actually go to the steam room. Princess has a wonderful steam room, as you can just go in the ladies' locker room. It's great.
Right.
Yeah. On most of their ships. Their newer, bigger ones, no.
Yeah, that is a great little hack that I think people do forget about, that on a lot of ships you can just use those. Some ships you have to buy starter spa packages, but when they have that just free and you want to hang out, for you, that's perfect. We always travel with a little emergency medical as well, just because, the Tylenol and everything on the ship or cough drops is so expensive. So, we travel with it and we kind of leave
it at home.
Well, I have packed it and forgotten it before, but the intention is to bring it every time and, save a buck, because it's super pricey if you forget it. And, sometimes that recycled air in the cabin will give me a sore throat and stuff too. So I can't imagine it's super important for you.
Yeah, it gets dry.
Here's a little traveler tip that works a lot, but not guaranteed.
Okay.
If you go to the spa for a manicure or a haircut and tip them well and say, "Can you hook me up with a little spa pass?" they'll let you use the steam room and stuff for the rest of the week.
Ah.
I probably shouldn't have said that. But there's
I did call this a tell-all, so secrets are welcome.
So
I'm just saying, tip heavy will get you places.
the bartender, what was it? When I did my bachelor party on the cruise, by the second night, I don't remember any other nights after that.
Yeah.
That's a good bachelor party.
We were going to do a Jack and Jill, but Jill didn't want to participate, so it was just Jack. So
yeah,
all Jack.
So we do have quite a few people in chat who are requesting a little performance
before any performance or before any jokes, official jokes. I don't know if there's official or non-official jokes. Do you guys? One of the questions Dwayne had earlier. Do you guys still get nervous when you guys are about to perform?
Yeah,
I do.
Oh, they're human.
What? You guys are human?
Sure, we're human.
It's ridiculous. I used to get nervous sometimes 2 days prior. And then I realized I was just wasting energy. I was just wasting an entire day worrying about what I was going to do and the order. And then I realized I improvised half of my act anyway. So I'll get nervous an hour before. And sometimes
you schedule your nervousness.
I need a little prep time. The butterflies get you focused. So,
it's like excitement. Nerves turned into excitement. You don't know. I mean, you know how you're supposed to. So you want the show to go, right?
Yeah, it's sort of your way of summoning the muse. So you just don't walk out. You can't be just regular you. You have to find that heightened performer you. So that takes maybe about an hour or 15 minutes.
I have a routine that I do before I go on stage. And I stick to it pretty solidly, actually. I warm up my voice and there's little ritualistic kinds of things that I do that if I don't do them in that order, they're going to get missed. But it's distracting and also preparing and getting focused. And when people want to come in and talk to me before the show, I'm like, hi, get out.
I hate it.
Your
Leave
friends,
me alone.
Yeah, your friends sometimes, if you're on the ship with them, they'll come back and say hi.
You got to get your head in the right mind space, and I can see how that could be distracting, and forgetting to put on your lucky socks. Even do you have
exactly. Or Brian's lucky shoes.
I have.
Brian has a collection of shoes you would not believe, and he tries them out for the funny.
Hold on. I'm not alone on this. Comedians have clothes, favorite jackets, favorite shirts, favorite ties. And if you try out a new one and you'll know it does not have any funny on it or in it, you'll never wear that tie again or that sport coat again. And it's not even a superstition. It's been around comedians for decades.
Yeah.
The Billy Crystal movie, Mr. Saturday Night. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. He's putting on a jacket before he goes on like the Ed Sullivan Show, and he's asking his brother, "Does it got funny? Is it got funny? Is it funny? Has it got funny on it?" And that's how we are. I wore a pair of lavender shoes on stage. No funny.
No.
Lavender's not funny.
Lavender's not funny.
Not a funny color.
Red is funny.
Can be.
Okay. Crimson.
So, Trisha and Brian, people are ready. What can you guys do for them?
Trisha would love to do something. You can't do comedy sitting down.
I know. I'll hold the camera while you do.
Should we have them pick, so they don't necessarily know everything of how talented you guys are? So what we could do is give them an option, and they can pick between like 2 or 3 different artists that you want to throw out, and then they can see kind of like what you're capable of. I did share a little Celine Dion earlier, so they know that, oh, it was amazing, don't worry. So if you want to recreate that, and then maybe throw in some 2 other artists, and then we'll have them vote.
And we'll have a vote. What they like the best.
They'll pick the first one.
No
pressure.
You making requests too?
Yes, I like Julie Andrews. Is it Julie Andrews?
Julie Andrews,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, Julie Andrews.
That one?
Yeah.
You sing another one.
Raindrops on roses, whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles with warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Just for you. Now what?
Amazing.
I think they were more Neil Armstrong. I think they were looking for Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong. I'm gonna walk on the moon, Brian. Woo! Louis Armstrong. Yes.
What?
Okay. He said Neil Armstrong, who was the astronaut.
Oh, Louis Armstrong. Oh my gosh. I'm like,
Oh boy.
I'm in trouble.
We
You're
have
hilarious.
a yes for Julie Andrews. How about that?
Can you wait, hold on. Brian can do Neil Armstrong.
This is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Thank you.
Tears.
Where's the tissues?
Beautiful.
Louis Armstrong. Okay. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Bravo. Bravo. So funny. My daughter doesn't cry like that. Funny.
It's the audience.
You said that littler baby cried. Does she cry?
She wails.
Oh.
Sorry, we cannot do any tissues. We cannot give any tissues out for due to shortage of the C word, the virus.
The toilet paper.
Oh.
The toilet paper or tissues. We cannot hand any of those out. So if you're crying, make sure you share it. Oh, don't share it. Make sure.
No, that's not right. All right.
Okay, Puppy the Cat has a question for you, Tricia. What is your vocal range?
That's a really good question. I can sing really, really deep. I don't know the octave range. Is that if that's what he's asking? He or she? Is it? Wait, Puppy
She.
the cat?
Yep. She.
Puppy the cat? That's so cute. So that I can go down as far as an E below middle C, and probably up to above high C, like a G. A? I don't know. Let's try.
Okay.
Kidding! I'm kidding! I'm not trying that. I don't know. Let's see how low I can.
Pretty much the same range.
Same. Yeah. There.
My phone cracked.
My dogs are going crazy. Me right now.
The windows are cracking. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. So do you guys, when you're not at sea, because right now is an unusual time, you mentioned that, some nightclubs and things like that, don't usually book, or comedy clubs rather, don't really book a lot of variety type of entertainment anymore. So do you find a combination of work on sea or at land, or is it really at sea is where you guys are working? Is this like a little vacay for you right now?
Comedy clubs are closed as well, so there would not be any options.
Right.
But Trisha does some side gigs.
I haven't lately. I'm so full time on the ships.
Yeah.
That I really haven't done them lately. But I have done a couple of places in Fort Lauderdale when I lived down there, up on Cape Cod. What else have I done? Oh, condos. We do condos. The retirement communities here in Florida also have shows that they book us for in the season, which would be, I think, October to March, till right around now they would be leaving. But right now it's like being confined to your cabin. Only no one's making my bed. I tell you what, I am not tipping that guy.
I have the option when they're open to do a few clubs and corporate gigs and one-nighters. But frankly, when I'm home, I'm just happy to be home.
Yeah, that's true.
I just play with my dogs and work in the yard, and I don't want to perform. So
yeah,
maybe I'm not as motivated anymore to do.
Nice to enjoy your time at home. That's for sure. I can see you guys, are on the road a lot, and it's good to stay put and
When I'm home,
and really unwind.
I no longer want to schlep 2 hours to do a one-nighter somewhere. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Not when you have 3 days at home.
And 3 dogs and 5 cats.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you need a sitter for that. That's a lot to leave behind too.
That's why he has he's the landlord. So if you want to live at my house, you got to take care of the animals.
Pay your dues.
Pay your dues.
I tell you what, Brian just got this house, and because we're off like this, our yard is going to look amazing because he likes to plant. What would you call yourself? Just a plant enthusiast, or?
Yeah, I'm a gardening enthusiast.
Yeah, so my yard is going to look amazing.
Where our yards butt up against each other, so we're next door neighbors. So when my neighbor put his house up, I bought it, and then the Golden Girls moved in, and so I have a new yard to landscape, and I've been going nuts. We have a sunny yard here, so lots of mega flowers.
So Brian, okay, is it the Golden
But they're
Girls
all going to die when he goes back to work.
or the Charlie's Angels? Which one is it?
Oh, yeah. Were the Golden Girls or Charlie's Angels? Hey, that's a good point.
The Golden Angels.
Okay.
Good answer.
So Blaine has a question. What is your you guys' favorite cruise port? Port.
Your favorite port of call.
Ooh, there's so many.
Hard to choose.
It really is. What's yours?
In the Caribbean, I would say Curacao.
I'd say Aruba on that run.
Oh my gosh, 2 ports that we haven't been to. Oh, making us jealous, that's for sure. We have ABC Islands on our list. Depending on what happens, we are scheduled to make it there in the fall. So, we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Those islands have been on our list for a while, and it just so happens that the way things work out, we've been to some of the same ports like 10 times. It's nice to see something new.
We know that feeling.
Yeah.
So we have a 2-part question from Puppy the Cat. Trisha, do you play any instruments? Brian, who is your all-time favorite comedian?
I can play a little bit of piano. I play chords mostly, and I'm just learning the guitar. I can play some chords on a guitar. I can play Bobby McGee on a guitar with practice.
Okay.
Who's your favorite comedian?
I don't have an all-time favorite because I like so many for different reasons. I used to marvel at Jonathan Winters because of his improvisational skills. George Carlin for his verbal and writing skills. Wendy Liebman, who a lot of people may not know, for her amazing joke construction. It's all the personality and the point of view that people bring to their act. So I don't have an all-time favorite. I don't know any of the new guys because I'm always working and I don't go to clubs anymore.
So for you, Brian, that you're an improv comedian. You get your jokes as it comes up to you. How is that gauging the audience, or which direction are you going to take the jokes? Because some comedians have their whole list of jokes that you can see them 6 months later and you're going to hear the same jokes. But for you, doing fresh jokes every single time, or changing it up, how is it, or how do you come up with the stuff?
Well, a lot of it is kind of prepping the audience. I tell them up front that I'll be making a lot of this up, but I don't pick on people, but I may make up an entirely bizarre scenario about you. And I also tell them that I welcome you may yell out anything you want. This is our show, so don't hold back. So I set up some parameters that I'm not going to be sitting here rambling on a scripted monologue. Bless you, sweet thing. Oh, it's a baby.
I'll be right back.
When she leaned over, I thought she was having another one.
I know, right? I'm like, I started hearing 2 babies instead of 1. I'm like, hold up, where's the second one here? And it's interesting though to see that, because it's like we love going to the comedians. Most cruise lines, Carnival, Royal, everybody brings different comedians. Some of them, you connect right away, and some of them you're like, where are you at?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Sure.
and for you, it must be the same way. It's like how the connection with, with the audience. So how do you gauge, or how do you change in that perspective?
Once they realize that I'm making most of it up, they become much more attentive, because they realize this is happening now and it's about them. And their laughter gets crisper and their attention becomes sharper, and they get pulled into it. So they want to be part of it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting that you asked that you had the I don't know, presence of mind. That's such a dumb phrase to say, but to ask it, to realize that, yeah, we do have the same thing with an audience. There's some audiences that are just more willing to be there, and to play along and really just take part of it. And it's funny. It's a relationship. And it's cool. It's really good when it's good.
Yeah.
Usually a bad show can be always blamed on the performer. Every now and then, it is the audience's fault. And I don't know what happens. There's a vibe that infects the whole crowd, and they just won't give it up. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
But it's rare. It's usually
rare.
You can trace it back to something you did. But other times you go, no, I was flawless. You sucked.
I think we've actually witnessed that. I don't know if you remember, Raphael, but there was a comedian where, the audience vibe was really bad. And it was a scenario where they were, one gentleman wanted to be picked on, in a sense, where he was talking and really wouldn't shut up, in a sense, and kind of like ruined the whole performance, in a sense, to where it was every single line interjecting, to where the comedian couldn't get a line out, and it was just everyone in the audience got so mad at this one guy. He was just real drunk, and it's like we needed a bouncer to come kick him out, because it was just bro, shut up, you're not funny, you're just wasted. And of course he was in the 3rd row, and we're just oh my god.
Of course, that's where it's
yeah, so I could see how people ruin it for you. And then, speaking of nerves and everything too, though, there once in shows going poorly, knock on wood, and thank goodness for all the times that they go well, but on my celebrity cruise, you weren't there, I was traveling with my mother, but on that cruise there was a juggler where his expensive box of equipment that you mentioned was really expensive. The airline lost it and didn't make it in time, so he had nothing to perform with, and that's his whole skit. So talk about improvising with things he could find on the cruise ship. That was rough, because you could tell he was extra nervous, in the sense of, I had to throw this together last minute. And, when the cruise director came on board, he mentioned give it up, this is tough. And he gave it his all, but it was rough for him. Go ahead.
Let's go, Ron. Alana, I think people are gonna want to see her in a minute.
I think so.
I think they're everybody. Yeah, we'll get her to relax a little bit, bring her back in. Okay, guys, in chat, if you have any songs before 2004, excluding
any more
in chat, he's asking the gang people.
Excluding hip hop. Throw some names out there. Let's see how good Trisha is going to be able to recover from this.
You can't beat her.
You can beat me.
Let's see.
She knows every song.
While people are asking, favorite cruise ship or that you're, not favorite, let's rephrase the question. What are some of the preferred cruise ships you guys like?
I like all the different cruise lines for all different reasons. All the places that I've worked for different reasons. Holland America was one of my first, and I spent a lot of time there in the beginning of my career as a cruise ship entertainer. So going there always feels like going home, But then Princess, I've done a lot of Princess, so that also started to feel like home. So, and then there's different reasons to like different things. The rooms are a reason. The food is a reason. On one of the celebrities class ships, they have a lawn up on top, the Solstice class. That's amazing. I love that. They also serve Indian food every single day, so I love that about them. So there's different reasons that I like the different cruise lines. I also like some of those older ones, like on Princess, they have the Pacific Princess and the Ocean Princess. I'm not sure which one is gone now, but they're really old, the little tiny ships that do world cruises, and they have this dark wood, the decor in there is really beautiful. I don't know. And it's a really intimate audience. So those are fun too.
I love Holland America's two new ships, the Koningsdam and the new Statendam.
Wow,
They're
okay.
basically twins. They're beautiful.
In the stage.
Beautiful. And I love all the celebrity ships. They've redone them all in dry dock, but their piece de resistance is the Edge. It's absolutely gorgeous. Everything about it. And the Koningsdam, New Statendam, and the Edge, the theaters have a 3/4 round thrust stage, which is perfect for stand-up comedy and dance. Not so great for magicians. Oh, am I out of camera?
There you go.
So, and they're beautiful, beautiful theaters. But they don't seat enough people. That's their biggest complaint. The ship holds maybe 2,500 people, and the theater only holds 800 people.
Wow.
Tons of requests coming in.
So Trisha, I don't know if you want to look in chats. If you want to see which ones.
Oh gosh. Dillingham. When life is empty, there's no tomorrow. Longing is hard to find. Baby, don't worry. I can't. That's all I got. I was just singing that song today. That's the way it is. That's the word it is. What else is over there?
Sweet Caroline.
Alicia Keys.
Oh God. You do it, Brian. Sweet Caroline.
Don't know the words to
Where it
anything.
began.
Bob.
There you
That's all I know.
Sweet Caroline.
Ba, ba, ba.
Good times never seem so good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Go Boston. The Boston Red Sox kind of thing. Yes. Oh. Once upon a time I was top in the charts. Now I'm singing here on a boat. Nothing I can do. I got a frog in my throat.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Bonnie Tyler.
That was Bonnie Tyler.
Oh.
Total Eclipse of the Hat. Yeah.
Do you do Cyndi Lauper?
Cyndi Lauper, yeah.
Oh.
I know, it's awful. Yeah.
That's not,
Don't make me laugh. Okay, Thank you.
Is it in your show?
When people request it, I do it, yeah.
I should put it in.
It's in! Brian's writing my show for me now. It's great. Are we gonna get to see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's preparing her.
Before she starts crying again, because I do have to say that this is a little bit of her, like, witching hour of extra crankiness and fuss as
Mine too.
Brian's so unfazed.
He's like, oh no, not again.
But Valencia does want to say hi. I know some people wanted to see her in chat. She hasn't been on the stream in a really long time. I think since like she was 2 weeks old. So she's now 2 months old, and she is like a whopping 11 pounds, super heavy. And I know a bunch of people were asking to see her, so she's waving hello, and yeah, she's doing great. Her hair is getting really long, and yeah, thank you. Yeah, her eyes are still blue right now, which is crazy. We thought they might change, but they haven't yet. And yeah, she's doing really good. She's quite the chunky monkey in a sense too. She's gained a lot of weight and is super healthy, and she's a happy one. Wanda's saying hello. Say hello.
Well, this crazy world, Valencia. What if you just walked into?
I know. So one of Valencia's favorite song. I don't know if you'll be able to do this one. The Beatles. Hey Jude.
Oh yeah. That's her favorite song. Oddly enough. Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
That's how I got.
Take a sad song and make it better. Grab my lighter. Grab the small one. Back there.
She's like, oh no.
Better. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. Oh, it looks like we lost a little bit of audio. Keep talking and let's see if it comes back, if we can hear you guys.
Can you hear me?
How about
Can
now?
you hear me now? No? Yes?
We can hear
okay.
you. If you guys
So basically, we got a encore.
we got a free concert.
We got a concert. They didn't hear. Bye.
But yeah, oddly enough, Valencia loves the Beatles. She loves a lot of classic rock. So when she's real fussy, we play some of the Beatles, we play some Rolling Stones, and she's good to go.
Teach that girl right.
Yeah.
She's gonna do fine.
Yeah. So guys, what else? We have a couple other questions here that we can ask you guys that I don't think we have gotten to thus far. The benefits and challenges of being a solo act.
Oh.
Nothing but benefits.
Yeah, it's great.
You don't want to be in a troupe or a band because of the logistics, sharing the pay,
Gotta split the money.
and ego problems. It's much easier being solo.
Yeah.
Much easier.
You can also change anything you want, whenever you want, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to think I wanted to go do Broadway, and people would ask me, why don't you do Broadway? Like, that's an opportunity.
Sorry, we have an intermission.
Okay, Valencia. I was saying, people ask me if I want to do Broadway, and I'm like, no, I don't, because I came close to doing it and realized I didn't want to, because I have to do a scripted show, 8 shows a week for who knows how long, and not be able to change it, make it my own, Like, I don't want to sing that song tonight. I want to sing this one. Well, too bad. You're on Broadway, and that's it. That's how it goes. But when you did Broadway, you had a whole improv section with the audience, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, being able to do just like improv, even in Broadway and stuff like that. So, Brian, can we get a joke out of you?
When comics are off the clock and you say that, my mind instantly goes blank.
What?
Yeah. Blank. Nothing.
So that's the way to get a comedian. So like, if you're on stage and they're like, "Hey, tell us a joke," huh?
Yes. Almost 100% of the time, that will stump them.
Yep.
Like the crickets.
It's true.
It is true.
Unless they're bad comedians. Only bad comedians are always on and trying to make you laugh when they're not on stage. If they're that type, they're not good. The good comedians are introverted, isolated, sociopaths.
Wackadoo.
Yeah. Total go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. We get to
you
swaddle
can
her.
You're very adorable parents.
Thanks.
Aw, thanks.
Hopefully we'll be on one of the cruises with you guys, and you guys get to see her and play with her.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And we're always in Orlando also, because we got to take her to Disney
and Port Canaveral, so for sure.
So you guys, we're getting very close to the 9 o'clock mark. So if you guys want to see Trisha singing any more songs, encore, drop in chats. If not, we'll start asking some more questions, and then from there,
See where the night takes us.
yes, the night is young. So we know that the Caribbean, the ABCs, is the favorite ports for you guys. If you had to pick, you're going to be on a ship for 3 months. What region or destination would you want to be at?
Alaska, Mediterranean, Caribbean.
Alaska.
Alaska?
Alaska's great, but I've had enough of it. I'm filled up with Alaska. I don't hate it. I love it, but I have a lot of it. But the Mediterranean, I've only done 1 season, and it is awesome.
Yeah, it is. The downfall of a Mediterranean cruise is you only have a day in a port.
And it's every day you're in a port.
Yeah. And so it's unfair to give somebody 4 hours in Rome.
Right.
You have to take an hour-long train to get to Rome, do a quick tour, get back on the train, and get back on the ship. So, there's beauty. There are places like, I could not stay in Mykonos for a week. I'd be bored out of my mind.
Yeah,
or Santorini. So it is a good day trip.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd want to be in Rome for a few months. But yeah, people say they go to Mykonos for 2 weeks. I'd be bored out of my mind. But it's a beautiful one-day adventure.
Or a couple days, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Greek islands. We got over to Rhodes, which I'd never even really heard of because I don't know much. And that was beautiful. It's just so much history. Like I like
the Colossus of Rhodes.
I liked the Rhodes Scholar. What? I'm just kidding.
Different one.
I'm kidding. But it's just the architecture over there and the stuff to do, and I like to take photographs, so it's really a great place to get.
But I'd go Alaska for its utter grandeur and beauty and gorgeous weather. I never tire of natural beauty ever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alaska's on our list for sure. That was our first time being in Alaska, and I can't wait to go back. I'm so sad for the Alaska season being, cut short this year, just because I know that's a bummer for them. But
And it was interesting going to Alaska because that was our first time on Princess. And I don't know if you remember, Trisha, with Captain Tuvo, he is a very funny captain, very energetic. And and he made that trip even more, I think, more fun, more
super memorable.
For sure, yeah. He's a fun captain. You're absolutely right. I like that laid back type of guy. Sometimes they're not as chill. He's chill and funny.
Yeah.
So we do have some requests. You can pick from all of these. I Will Always Love You from Whitney Houston. If You Could Turn Back Time from Cher. What was the other one? There was like two other ones that I saw somewhere.
Give me those or I'll step out.
You leaving?
I have to go do a return to thing. Trisha's going to take over because she's got these. She's going to nail it. I know.
Brian.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. We'll leave it here with her last performance, but thank you so much.
Yes.
We really enjoyed hearing your perspective.
It was a pleasure meeting you and seeing your beautiful baby. You're going to be wonderful parents.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
So
Hi,
Trisha,
honey. Yes.